Welcome back. South Africans woke up to the news of the anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela, who passed away Thursday night aged 95. His death sent shockwaves across the world as people mourn a man many described as iconic. We have details in the CFI report.
South Africa awoke today in mourning. From Cape Town to Soweto, a concert of tribute and praise came from people who have been orphaned by his death.
Somehow we believe that we will live forever, but we'll have to accept.
South Africans learned the news Thursday evening. An emotional President Jacob Zuma was live on TV.
He is now at peace. Our nation has lost its greatest son. Our people have lost a father.
Hundreds of people filed past Nelson Mandela's home in an improvised vigil. Among them were many of the born-free generation, those born after the apartheid era.
I was born in 1994, and yeah, he fought for everything. I wouldn't be able to be here.
I was telling my friend now that without him, I wouldn't be friends with him now. Like, we wouldn't be together.
There were tributes by the young and by his comrades in the struggle, such as Desmond Tutu. The former Bishop of Cape Town held a mass in his memory.
Thank you for what he has enabled us to know we can become.
The last white president of South Africa, Frederick de Klerk, also paid tribute to his former adversary.
I think his greatest legacy to South Africa and to the world is the emphasis which he has always put on the need for reconciliation.
And for an exceptional funeral. The tribute to Madiba will last 10 days.
Meantime, news of the death of Madiba resonating around the globe as world leaders pay tribute to him. Even the United Nations Security Council observed a minute of silence in remembrance of the fallen hero. The CFI report looks at Mandela's contribution to the music industry the world over.
Free Mandela first came out. The song was written by Jerry Damers, whose idea it was to organize a big concert in tribute to Mandela. It took place at London's Wembley Stadium in June 1988. It was attended by 72,000 people and seen by more than 600 million television viewers around the world. The concert brought together renowned artists like Miriam Makeba. It was also the first time the Simple Minds performed Mandela Day. The Wembley concert played an important role in the campaign to free Mandela. The ANC said it was instrumental in Mandela being released earlier than expected on February 11, 1990. 4 months after his release, Nelson Mandela appeared on that very stage in Wembley. He was given an 8-minute standing ovation. Mandela would continue to attend such events, and artists continued singing tributes in his honor. His niece, Brenda Fassie, sang Black President. On another occasion, she had Mandela dancing to the strains of Vulingela. Artists like Youssou N'Dour, Salif Keita, and Hugh Masekela wrote songs in Mandela's honor. One of the most memorable songs was Asimbonanga, written by Johnny Clegg, known as the White Zulu. Despite his 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela never gave up hope, never gave up the struggle, and his belief in freedom and justice. He will be sorely missed.
A United Nations Security Council vote has changed the mandate of French troops to support the African Union forces in the Central African Republic. The number of French troops will be doubled in the coming days to help put an end to the violence that plunged the country into chaos. We have more in the CFI report.
French troops patrol the streets of Bangui. A United Nations Security Council vote has changed their mandate to allow them to join African peacekeeping forces in the Central African Republic. The 650-strong force will be doubled over the next few days.
Following a request from the African Union and the transition authorities, French forces have been given a supplementary mandate from the UN Security Council to support the MISCA.
Once the United Nations vote was confirmed, the French president immediately reinforced the French military operations.
In light of the urgency, I have decided to act immediately as of this evening in coordination with the Africans and with the support of our European partners. There are already 650 French soldiers present, and their numbers will be doubled over the coming days or even hours.
The Prime Minister of the Central African Republic, who is in Paris for a two-day summit devoted to security and economic issues, confirmed the need for urgent intervention.
The intervention of the French army will put an end to violence against civilians in my country.
This violence has left over 130 dead Friday and over 150 wounded following attacks by armed militias opposed to former Seleka rebels in power. The Central African Republic is plunged into chaos with sectarian violence between Muslims and Christians. Violence that has forced 2,000 civilians to seek protection at Mpoko Airport, where French forces are posted.
We now take our second break. We'll be right back. We now join the Central Forecast Office for a look at the weather update.
Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.